Welcome back to Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. Thank you so much for joining us again. Our guest is Lora Kermode. She is quite a remarkable individual. She has started a business called GEMDAS Algebra Success. And since school is just starting for many of us, I wanted to bring you on the program. I'm that parent who's petrified of math. I admit it. But you're going to take that fear away from me. Talk to me about GEMDAS.
Definitely, definitely. So GEMDAS are actually strategies that I developed when I taught in an inner city high school. And I taught students who really struggled with math, the far below basic and below basic students. And I taught them with these strategies to motivate them and to get them to love it and to understand it. And they ended up outperforming the statewide average year after year. And so
here's the challenge for someone like me. My kids are young enough that they're not in algebra yet, but so often, so many parents like myself, the minute the kids hit pre-algebra, they shut down.
Right.
And that really doesn't serve the children well. And what's interesting about GEMDAS is you're addressing the parental side.
Exactly.
And that's why I was so intrigued by you.
Exactly.
Talk to me about the parental side of kids' homework and algebra.
Definitely, because it's so important for the parents to feel comfortable with it. And a lot of times the phobias, you know, the parents have their own phobias and fears, like you mentioned.
And there's no doubt it transfers to the kid.
Exactly.
If the parents are afraid, the kid's going to be afraid.
Exactly. And so I try to alleviate the phobia at the parental level, kind of at the foundation, and then hopefully that'll carry over to the students. So I actually do trainings for parents where I actually teach them how to solve a linear equation. And
I don't even remember what that means,
oh,
but that's another conversation.
You would love it.
but here's what's interesting is that I actually think this is important. I really do. And when my children hit that age, I want to take that class because, like you had told me, you're not really teaching us algebra per se, the parents.
Right.
Explain what you're doing.
I'm showing them just certain foundational concepts, and like if I've trained the teachers in a district, then I work with the parents, so they're learning it the way that their children are learning algebra, and so that they can feel more comfortable.
Wait, my kids, first and third grade, they are learning addition or subtraction specifically completely differently than we did.
Right.
What happened?
Right, I know.
I don't even know what to do.
Exactly, and that's the biggest thing I hear from parents actually is saying that they are like, I don't know how they're doing this. This isn't how I learned it. So if the parents are being shown the similar way that the children are being taught, it can really help them to feel more comfortable in looking over their homework. So, talk
to me about how important it is, and I will say this, especially for daughters, because I have two, that they feel confident about math. Because I really believe it's pivotal.
Oh, it is so critical. And that's the biggest thing I saw with students were the ones that didn't feel comfortable with math. Those are the ones they're actually shaking while they're doing problems because they're so afraid. So the more that we can build up their esteem, and I help teachers see how to do that by getting them to experience success and then building on that.
But why is it with math it's so important? Because I do believe that, especially with girls who are so often kind of shunned in the corner once they hit advanced math.
Right.
Although that's changing.
No, definitely. I think with math specifically, if you start to develop a phobia around numbers early on, and it starts as the content gets a little more complex, and it starts to build on it, and if we don't catch it early on, it can really just snowball.
Okay, give us some tips. School is just starting, whether it's pre-algebra, trigonometry, or addition. Give us some tips, please.
Definitely. Well, these are some tips for parents. Even if you don't feel comfortable doing the equations, for example, you don't have to remember everything, but you can be involved by looking over their homework, for example. So you can look for key items, and actually on my website I have these tips
and we have
lined
it on the
out.
screen.
So, oh, fantastic, great. So one thing that you can look for is that their heading's on it, their name is on it, for example, that they copied the problems, that work is shown for each problem, that they box their answers. These are key characteristics of high quality homework. And then as they're doing the problems, look in the back of the book. Usually the odd problem answers are in the back of the textbooks. Look as they're doing the problems, check the answer, and then see if it's correct. And then if it's not correct, go back to the notes, go back to the textbooks.
The message is, even if you are not math savvy like I am, it's okay. You can still help your children become math
Oh,
geniuses.
most definitely. And you can show the importance of education by supporting them, definitely.
You're great.
So.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
For Local Edition, I'm Brad Pomerance. Back to HLN.
Here's something that won't change for 2 full years. The price of the Charter Bundle. Introducing the Charter Bundle with a 2-year price guarantee. Call us now and lock into savings of up to $70 a month with superior Charter digital cable, telephone, and high-speed internet. Whatever happens in the world around us, the price of your Charter Bundle remains the same. Don't wait. Call 1-877-959-1768. Charter brings your home to life.